Hey guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at another of Dilgarno's deck featured in the Cyphers Open, and that is going to be the Red Bargain. Now, it's been a long time since I've played Mono Red Bargain properly, and it's been a long time since I've played Krog. And Krog has not featured in the competitive scene very much throughout his life, so it's pretty cool to see Krog get in second place in a deck. This deck has a lot of cool options. It has Krog and Magnus as big creatures that provide value from their combat ability. You have the ability to reduce the cost of high cost cards in your hand using the bargain tools, such as Ogre Battler and the Bold Bargainer. So you can reduce the cost of your Red Devils and get a Faeria refund from the gift. Your Ogre Battlers, making 1 cost 6/9s. Ground Shaker's not even a bad hit. So there's some good hits there, as well as Magnus and Krog. There's also a lot of removal in the deck. So we have Garadan, but we also have Ground Shaker and Recurrent Copter. So we can do a bit of area effect removal and control the board. And if all else fails, if you cannot deal with their creatures because they have too much life, just drop a Meteor on them. They'll be fine. They'll take care of them. No problem. So let's get into some matches and see how this deck performs. Alright guys, into our first game. We have a turn 2 Collector. So Krog's Dinner is kind of interesting because not only does it reduce the cost of your Krog, and if Krog has died, you get him back, he just acts as a turn 2 Collector. And that's pretty good. You know, this deck does need Harvesters. So Brigand and Krog's Dinner are the Harvesters, and then if you do get the extra ability off on this, that's really good as well. Good way to bring back those Krogs if you need them. Alright, so we have a Brigand now. We can get a Brigand going. Or do we just pass? I mean, we could just wait for Ground Shaker. I guess we get the Ground Shaker next turn, but we have to think about our Faeria. With a 12 cost in hand, would we rather save the Faeria this turn and then build that Faeria up later? So we basically just hold on to 2 Faeria, because we'll be able to collect. So I don't think so. I don't think it's worth it. We might as well just start harvesting. We can keep Krog's Dinner for those crucial moments where we need to play Krog for cheaper. Krog becomes... So he gets its cost reduced by 7. Yeah, so he gets its cost reduced by 7. Which means this is going to cost 3. So Krog essentially costs 8 instead with this. So not a huge cost reduction, but it is a cost reduction at least, right? So I'm gonna shuffle that hand with the Dreamkeeper. Yep, and then we'll just make a mountain. We'll shoot up. So we're just gonna push up, and then we're just gonna Meteor. Now I have played against Academia today, and I do know what's going on. This is a Skyak creation deck, or the old Skyak fish creation deck. So I can last game I just meteored its lakes, and there's no way it could go for the creation combo. So this time I'll just probably do the same. Now that lakes moved here, this is actually a beautiful little hit there, and we are up to the land requirement needed. I could actually, I feel actually I should go for a Copter just to protect the Ground Shaker, because I don't feel that my opponent has a good answer to it. We're going to move this up, and then we're going to pass. So now if the Emissary decides to clear the Copter, misses a collection, opens up my Brigand to clear it, to gain some additional Faeria back into another Emissary. Oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Another dinner. Dinner, but without the Krog. Feels bad. How do we want to do this? I mean, we can run free damage into this. And then maybe, like, double neutral. And then clear this as well. There's going to be a double hand buff going down. Maybe I don't care enough. Maybe I just double land, hit. Hit. Oh, I don't have room for the Recoan Copter then. So Recoan Copter into this. And then I hit into this. And then I just play another Recoan Copter. The only problem is I have to make another land, right? Which I'm not too keen on. I think I'm going to make it. I think I'm going to make it here. Even if I lose it in the Meteor. I think that's fine. Because I'm probably going to Meteor here, if anywhere. Because it kills the two lakes. So Meteor is actually a really good answer to decks that require a lot of lands to get going. So like ramp decks. Aurora's Creation. My Ground Shaker. He does have a Ground Shaker now. I guess Academia thought it would be wild. But it's not wild. I'm very glad it's not wild. That'd be insane. Alright. Let's draw a card. It's another Copter. Let's take 3 damage. Don't even mind playing another Brigand in this situation. Mainly because my opponent may step here and hit. Can't Ground Shaker this turn. That's another thing to consider. Like, there's no Ground Shaker available. Needs a Mountain again. So if a Mountain comes here, like if I Meteor, I probably just win the game. If he Meteors, if he Mountains here. Because now I know he's 100% relying on the Ground Shaker to answer this. Actually, he goes for a Forest instead and a Frog Tosser. Okay. It's not too bad. It's not bad at all, because this Brigand's going to generate Faeria for us, and then we can just Meteor this section. We'll probably just win from there. I don't see... Oh, we have Garadan as another option, but... I don't get to play Meteor often, guys, so I'm gonna drop a Meteor. That's what I want to do. So, yeah, we'll take that. Meteor. Double neutral. And 3. And that's just gonna be game. Because now I've landlocked him. So he has 1 forest, that's it. And whatever he decides to build on here. And there we go. That's a way you can win a match as well. You can use... Against slower decks like this, you can use the Meteor as a way to landlock your opponent. That's one great thing about Meteor, if you have good positioning with it. Actually, that's probably one of the best Meteors I've ever had in terms of like my follow-up, because I was able to kill all the lands and then double neutral in that diagonal, locking my opponent out from building lands, so my opponent can't build lands here anymore, and all that was left was a forest and a neutral. And then these 2 creatures to deal with. And we know there's a lot of different colored creatures in that deck trying to get towards that win con. So the chances that there is something that can be played to defend against this is very slim. But good game to my opponent. Let's move on to our next one. Alright guys, into another game. We're going first, so we currently don't have a turn to play. I don't mind throwing all this away, just looking for that Brigand. Fortunately, we don't find it, but we could be in a situation where we could Ogre Dance into the Red Devil. That's not bad. We can also play the Red Devil turn 3, which is also not bad. So we have some good options. Ogre Dance generally gets worse the more you draw, the more cards you draw that are not 7 cost. Because right now, if I play Ogre Dance, I spend a card. If it hits Recoan Copter, essentially, I gain a Faeria. I trade a card for a Faeria. It's not the worst thing, but you want this to get like full value. So you want this to hit stuff like Ogre Battlers, because in the 1 Faeria Ogre Battlers, well, 5 Faeria, essentially 5 Faeria Ogre Battlers, so it's a 3 Faeria cost reduction. On this, it's really good as well, Speak of the Devil. And there's just a lot of good options. With Ogre Dance, these are generally not good options. I could just roll the Ogre Dance dice now, but I think it's better if I just wait until I draw more high cost stuff and then increase the chance of getting more value out of it. Right now I've got a 1 in 3 to hit the Battler, and that's the card I want to hit. See, now I've got a 50-50 chance of hitting a really good card. This is moving up. I think I might just copter it just to stop any real pressure. Because this could collect next turn, so I'll go up to 7, 8, collect 9, plus 1 Garadan, so I have like a really good follow-up play with Garadan if I need it. I also take out one of the 5 costs of my hand, which makes Ogre Dance better. So this is one thing to think about when you're playing Bargain, like how micromanaging your hand to make the variance of the Ogre Dance more in your favor. It's not a bad play. It's going to get a free Faeria refund. May play a card here to block my collection. Oh, is this just Resurgence? Interesting. Okay. So our friend is going to finish this off. I think we just pass. I don't really see a reason... Unless I just play Baldarian to get out of my hand, like I said earlier, to make the Ogre Dance better. Because if my opponent decides to land here, that could be a potential problem. So I just threaten Baldarian getting the Corrupt ability. Maybe that's enough. Maybe just having a 5/5 for protection here just gives me a good reach in this area. So I've convinced myself. I've sold it to myself. I'm going to play Baldarian this turn. It's fine. So 14 Faeria from my opponent. Rundong, very good player. Looks like he's playing a very spicy deck right now. Maybe Resurgence. Maybe like a tri-color mid-range deck. I'm not sure. Maybe like Resurgence Salamander. We've seen 2 forests, 2 mountains now. So it could imply that. I don't know. We'll find, like I said, we'll find out. I'm sure Rundong's going to show us. It's a Garadan. Okay. So we don't get the value now out of Baldarian because the land wasn't built here. But we do have some good follow-ups. We have Ogre Battler to taunt this up. I go up to 8 Faeria, so it's just like a clean 8 Faeria drop, and then deal with this Garadan temporarily. I can leave Baldarian in this position, and then I have the potential to get that Hammer of Destruction. Oh, okay. That's actually fine as well. I don't really have a problem with that. So we're double neutral in here because I really want to get this trigger off. Now the Garadan can challenge the Ogre Battler with 1 more damage, so we could see maybe another Tiki Caretaker, maybe a Emperor's Command or something. Like that has potential to finish off the Ogre Battler, but we do have the Recurring Copter as a follow-up. And we're going to collect off the bottom well. We can +1 if need be. So there are definitely options to deal with this, but we can also just step and then hammer it if there's no blue creature to come down here. Because so far we've seen a lot of green and red. Haven't really seen any blue. So what blue cards are being played? I wouldn't even mind if Garadan just didn't do anything this turn. I step up, I take the hammer, I run Baldarian into the Garadan and hammer it, and then push the Ogre Battler up. I would take that right now. I would like to Garadan, sure. Like Garadan would probably be a bit better, but I don't have a lot of Faeria to work with at the moment. I have been spending. I've been a big spender this game. "13 seconds. Another lake. Frog Tosser. Wow, wow, okay, Recurring Copter. Welcome to the battlefield, friend. Hi. Yeah, no, I'll take this hammer. Thank you very much. Feels good, guys. All right. That was a really good turn. Like, that really worked out for us. A Frog Tosser got destroyed by my Battler. I got to kill the Frog and the Garadan. Set up a free, get a hammer. I'm in double collection now. My opponent has a 1/1 and 4 Faeria to work with. We built a big advantage that turn. And now my opponent has to respect the hammer. Like, the hammer can just free Faeria kill a guy. It's going to be another Frog Tosser. Okay, that's a little sad. It's not too bad. It's fine. What is wrong with me? Okay. This is top deck the dream. Man, these Recurring Copters have been good. These Recurring Copters have been amazing. Maybe this is what Bargain needed. Maybe this is what Red Control needed. Just a Recurring Copters. Just like mobile blazing salamanders. They've been so good this game. And last game they were also very good. Deal with Stalker. Chew up that and use the 1 damage to finish it off. So my opponent's really struggling to fend off my board. Has a lot of removal options by the looks of it, but I'm definitely like coming back. I'm actually proven to be a big problem. So we have a few cards that Ogre Dance don't utilize that well. I'm going to play this. I'm just going to +1. And the plan is to use the Brigand to finish off the Spider. Now, we could see Spider run into Baldarian, and then we could see another Frog Tosser. But I don't think I mind that so much. That's fine. Because then the Brigand will deal with the 2/2, and I'll still gain value. So I'm hoping that Brigand's able to gain at least 2 hits of value, and I'll gain 4 Faeria. So Brigand will pay for itself, and I'll gain an extra 1 to work with on the follow-up. Because when I play Garadan and get good value out of it, or I play Magnus, I don't feel this game's going to be going much longer. Especially if Magnus hits someone like Meteor. Or Krog, or Ogre Battler. There we go, Frog Tosser. Like I was saying, like I don't even mind that much. Oh, actually, he did it differently, actually. He went for the Brigand. That's better. That's better. Again, I still don't mind because I was just saying if I get to play a big swing with Garadan, or I get to play a big swing with Magnus, I'm probably just going to win the game from that. So I think Rundong's going to scoop here. Because it's such a bleak position to be in. I got double collection on the left, I've got 6/6 that's just going to hit its orb every turn. I have a good game there, you know, it was interesting. It was like a tricolor combat deck with a few Recoens in there and stuff. But Red Bargain proven to be very strong with those Recurring Copters. Let's get on to our next match. Alright guys, another game. Things have been looking very good for us so far. Red Devil, not bad. We can play this on turn 3 potentially. Krog's Dinner, we got this at turn 2 play. Maybe even keep Groundshaker as well. This could be pretty good. Give us a bit of removal, give us a bit of Faeria ramp and a big body. And we have our Collector. So let's keep this hand. Let's work with it. Goes for a lake. Alright. So let's take our mountain. And we can also like explore Mountain Dinner here if my opponent is placed down this side. Keep the dinner just out of reach. You can start collecting. Gathering Cistern. Interesting. Alright, so we're going to be pushing up. I'll stick a Brigand down instead. Well, we can, if we ever draw a Brigand over a dinner, we just play the Brigand instead. Because the Brigand has influence on board. Also, it means we can keep Krog's Dinner as a cost reduction for Krog when we draw it. I'm probably going to double neutral next turn. Because my opponent's playing... This is... You know, this is one of those situations where I'm like, okay, my opponent's playing a slow deck. I'm probably going to have to be a bit more aggressive. But we get to Ground Shaker here. I was going to double neutral, but then I realized I quite like chipping off a life of 2 cisterns. Just limiting their value. Because this is a 4 Faeria, this gains 9 Faeria over 3 turns. So now my opponent only gains 6 from 2. So essentially only gains 4 Faeria back from playing these 2 structures. It's not as bad as 12. So I've managed to control that situation, which is pretty good. Alright, we might as well go mountains now. Finish things off. So my opponent could be playing Dream. And it's very close to a Dream at this point. 19 Faeria, 4 lakes. Not far from it. But we do have Meteor. We do have Meteor. So we do have a way to kill lands if Dream doesn't come down anytime soon. That's a weird lake. It's a Windfall. Okay. It's another Windfall. No, it's a Shifting Tide to draw. Into a Time of Legend. So that could be the Dream, depending on what other legends are in our opponent's deck. I don't see a need to play anything. I get to hit for 5 next turn and then play another threat behind. It takes a Windfall. It's time to Dream, guys. Let's see what type of deck my opponent has to get this Dream going. It might be Yaks. It might be Yak Attack and stuff. Let's see. Spring Mochi. Spring Mochi. So 2 Cisterns, 2 Mochis, there's Commanders. Where's Garadan when you need him? Another Commander. I'd even take Meteor at this point. I'd just, yep, definitely take a Meteor at this point. So a lot of kind of cheap creatures right now. Not massive value from the Dream. Depends on what the other cards are, but so far it's like 3 Faeria, 3 Faeria, 3 Faeria, 3 Faeria. So that's 12 Faeria, 13 Faeria. 13 Faeria, that's 16 Faeria. So yeah, 16 Faeria overall. Not that impactful, really. So I guess we could just clear a guy. Don't really just play a battler. I don't know. I don't really feel like I need to play much. Like I said, it wasn't a massively impactful Dream, but then again, it could definitely pay off going into this turn. We now know that a 7 cost was drawn, and there was 2 cost reductions. So there was a big cost reduction there. It's a shame we didn't draw Meteor or Garadan. That would have won us the game. Like, more than likely would have won us the game. Ground Shaker's going to get beaten here. Going to take value on the Brigand. Potentially I shouldn't have moved this. Maybe this was a greedy move, but I wanted it to move it to challenge these. Battler's still going to live by the looks of things, unless it just gets frogified and cleared. It could be a good comeback turn for my opponent. Double neutral? Okay, so this probably has Dream Reaver. Another Cistern. So that's all the Cisterns. Another Lore Thief. What was that, 18 Faeria with all that? In reduction. Let's take a draw. Red Devil. We're not finding the things we need in this situation. It's very unfortunate. I'm gonna actually roll some dice on the bargainers now. But this game hates me sometimes, so I didn't get the payoff. So I should probably play Orion Dreamreaver. But I have the Taunt as a backup. I guess I could play Krog. It's going to get value. That's actually not too bad. That actually worked out okay. Because now my opponent has Krog to think about. I think it's going to be Dreamreaver. And like I said, that should be fine because it has to be a lake. He could dash over here, I guess. That's a bit problematic for me, actually. So going to the lake and dash. I forget this draws. I must admit, I forgot this draws Krog. So maybe I should have played Krog in the other games. That's how long it's been since I've played Krog. So this is going to be Dreamreaver. It's going to dash over to my mountain. So I should have played Bullbargner here. Ah, really? Well, that's game. So that wraps up that match. I got cheesed out by the old Reaver Scourge Flame. Feels good, man. Let's move on to another match. Alright guys, into another match. I could keep Krog's dinner actually. Use it as a collector. Tutor that Krog, which I relearned last game. I was talking about the card like I didn't even tutor. And to be fair, like there's not a lot of cards in the game that tutor. So it's interesting to me that we have cards like that. I like tutoring personally, but I feel like if you put tutoring into a game, you have to have a lot of it. Like everyone should be able to do it. That's the, you could say, the downfall of it. Faeria, that's pretty good. It means I can wombo combo these two next turn, so let's do it. Seedling! What's Seedling doing here? Oh, there's no... I was gonna Recurrent Copter this and use Grand Shaker, but now I guess I just use Grand Shaker. I'm going between the wells. And then I'll pass. So Seedling now a 3/3. So this is going to go to a 5/5. 2 Faeria 5/5 is pretty good. It's not bad, is it? But against most decks, this probably won't live. It's going to get Cypher's Raft. It's going to get Spidered. It's going to get all sorts of removal options. Fortunately for my opponent, that I don't have a lot of removal options that are like that. A lot of my removal is AoE or high cost. Interesting. So we get to clear this. We don't get to do much else, unfortunately. I will take In Between the Wells at this point. Maybe just go Brigand. Dinner's not bad, I guess. Because if this dies, it just gives me a way to collect. And it also gives me a Krog to work with. So yeah, let's go for the Krog. Because green-red shouldn't have a big answer for this. And I should generate some value. Like, I don't have the best hand for Krog reductions right now, but I'll take anything. I'll take it. Like, if this got reduced to 0, fine. That's fine. It's a 0 Faeria creature. I'll play it. Beggars can't be choosers. Like, Krog, if Krog's gonna give me his blessing, I'll accept whatever Krog has. Takes a Gift of Steel. Gonna hit into the Krog here. So it takes 2 more damage, even if he uses a Seedling. I get double cost reduction anyway. This would be better as a Magnus, because I draw cards, but I think Krog's fine. Oh, interesting. Does he take the pre-hit? Takes a pre-hit. I am very happy. It's a Grimguard. Okay. So I'm going to move, and then I'm going to play... How do I want to do this? I mean, I can play Copter first, but I just increase the chances of my Brigands being hit. I'd rather be Copter get hit in this situation. So let's take the damage there. So Copter does get hit, that's okay. We can stick Copter here. So it kills the Brute, and it also does damage to this, which means now the Copter can kill the Grimguard. And I think we just double Brigand. And this is mainly because I want to preserve my life, but also I want to make sure that my Ogre Dance gets better in the future. This can now come down and clear. That's fine because now the Krog can finish off the Seedling and I'll still gain that value. So that works out okay for me. I'm fine with that. Krog can double collect, clear this. Maybe reduce Baldarian. If I draw... Let's say I draw an Ogre Battler or something, I can Ogre Dance first, play that card, then hit with Krog, and then reduce my last card in hand, which will be Baldarian or the card I drew. So I am hoping I draw something a little bit better, unless there is a removal option here, which I don't know. Like, you'd need, like, Gift plus 1 Cypher's Wrath. Maybe just values a Taunt. Taunt does protect the Seedling, after all. Double neutral. Gonna landlock me. Not on my watch.
Let's be friends.
Okay. Okay, I'll take it. I like... Oh, man, that is a draw. That is a draw. There was ever a draw, that is one of them. How do I want to do this? I guess So I'm locked in for the taunt. This is going to move here, and I'm going to mountain here. I guess I could play Baldarian in a defensive position, but then I can't collect after the Garadan. I'm not going to be able to collect anyway, because I need a hit. So I play Baldarian, I Ogre Dance, and then that's going to cost me my Faeria. I then hit into Grimguard. And then I probably just pass, actually. Maybe I don't even play Garadan. Do I even care? No, I don't think so. I think I actually play Baldarian here then, instead. And then I Ogre Dance, and then I hit. And I just do this instead. So I have 2 Brigands sit. They're sitting on my my opponent's lands, ready for the corruption trigger. Now I do open myself up to Garadan here. That's the only issue. Garadan does kind of blow me out a little bit. It allows my opponent to keep the 6-3. He gets to wipe my board off a +1. Takes value there. Okay. +1 into Radiance. Oh, man. Okay. +1 into Radiance. So we have to Garadan. Realistically, we should Garadan in this at this point. Yeah. So we're going to Garadan here. We killed the Seedling. And then we just set up a way for us to finish off the Radiance. So, like, the Baldarian's Hammer could do it. Like, we could see Radiance go into Garadan. Brigand finishes it off. Or I can have Krog finish it off. Then we could see this go here. Like, I don't think this is a good situation for Radiance. Unlike last time where it was just ridiculous and just won the game. I think this is fine. Like, I'm more accepting of this Radiance than the last one. I have ways I can kind of navigate around it. So this is going to kill Garadan, which means the Brigand won't be able to interact with it, but at least Krog will. And I'm going to get that hammer unless it... Actually, I'm going to get that hammer anyway. I don't think there's a way my opponent can stop that. And then Krog can cost reduce one of these. I can then play one of them, gain that Faeria back. I was going to play Gyarados here, but I had to readjust. Oh, wow, okay. So I guess the Spider... I had good value out of that Krog. It was actually very good in this matchup. Putting the shield into the Radiance isn't ideal, but I could still draw... a Ground Shaker. Like, Ground Shaker is going to be pretty good. So I'll take the draw. I don't draw the Ground Shaker. Oh, I messed up. I should have played this first. But I think that's fine. I think we'll be okay. I think maybe... Punished. I got punished, guys. That was a big punish. That was bad sequencing. That was really bad sequencing. So I should have played Bold Bargainer first and then stepped. But I got too excited. Cheeky Caretaker? No, my opponent's been playing really well, actually. I think my opponent's been, utilizing power-ups and taking value whenever he can find it. I think it's, like I said, I think my opponent's played very well. It's been a good match. Take a draw. Just take another Red Devil. Getting that Faeria back. But we're now starting to get ahead. And I'm going to be able to set up a situation where I can play an aggressive card, be even a Recurrent Copter at this point. Ogre Battler also will represent that aggression. I could have waited on the Red Devil and played it as an aggro card and then kept the Ogre Battler as a defensive card. I guess that's like something I could have considered. But I also have a Meteor in hand. I have like a Hammer. I have a lot of good removal options. Brigand's kind of backing me up on the right there when my opponent's thinking of putting land. So Brigand plus Hammer is 7 damage. That's a desert. When did deserts show up? Just a cheeky swordfish. Okay. Alright. Yeah, take the hit. Yeah, I think we just do this. It's pretty good value. And then we're just going to scoop. So I was going to mount an Ogre Battler. So luckily my misplay didn't have a huge impact on my game overall. Krog, fantastic that game. I was really happy with how he performed. So now I will be playing Krogs against Green Red. Feels good, man. So let's get on to our final match. Alright guys, final game. Let's see how this one turns out. We have our dinner. Nom nom nom. It's not a yak though, I don't know what it is. It's some kind of goat. I think this is a goat. Yeah, I think he's eating goat. I'm sure Abracam can confirm what type of dinner Krog prefers. Definitely not fast food. Although this looks like it's pretty fast. He hasn't he just chucked it straight on the fire. He's even alive. Look at those eyes. It's gonna be green yellow sacrifice. Now we know for certain that our opponent plays a lot of this deck. XP Rat played green yellow sacrifice against me in the Ghost Dragon episode, I believe. Deepwood Stalker. Nom nom. Deepwood Stalker. Eating the dinner, respecting the dinner. Doesn't want me to play Krog. I'm not surprised. But we'll wait for another dinner. Krog's hungry. We can just kill 2 Deepwood Stalkers with a Ground Shaker. And then we can potentially challenge this shield bait very soon. Maybe step up Mountain. Take the desert here. Wind Soldier. Wind Soldier? For real? Spirit Theft? Flash Salmon. Oh, this is he plays Flash Salmon in his build. I remember now. So this does make things a little sad for us. We don't have a way. I mean, we can play Recon Copter into double collection. Maybe that's just fine in this position. And then we can just take +1. So this allows us to play Bargain the next turn. So yeah, we double collect, take us up to 6. +1 into Bargainer and go from there. But we're going to see a Wind Soldier. So that's a lot of removal. A lot of removal. Is it going to be a Bone Collector? Village Elder. Okay. Magnus. +1 pass. We could have done that last turn, but I thought Resurgence Copter killing the 1/1, stopping a bit of collection would have been very strong. Deathwalker. This man means business. Okay. We are going to take a mountain, and we're going to stick this here. Krog gets reduced. We don't need Krog to be reduced at this point. That's not necessary. Another Wind Soldier. Are you serious, man? Come on. Into a Flash Salmon. Let's see it. Into a Soul Drain. Fine. Ah, man, that means I can play Krog. Krog is an option. I'm gonna do it. Like I just need a double collector at this point. If he gets 1 cost reduction off his ability and it hits like Magnus or any of these 3 cards, it's just value anyway. Even if he dies at the hands of the Deathwalker, I'm fine with that. I think there's no more removal left. I think the removal's gone. So now I get to play Baldarian at least. So this is going to be a way for me to at least control the Deathwalker. Could actually play something here. This is an issue this Explore has made for me. Because now you can just play something here. A Vine Wall, and then just hit me for 6. So this is like an aggressive sack. So things have changed. Taking 6? Jeez. I need to dance this battler now. Alright, let's... yeah, okay. Yeah, that can still hit something I want. Whew. RNGesus has blessed us. Could be a Nightmare. Nightmare's pretty strong in this position. Doomgate? Okay. So I can hammer the Doomgate. That is an option. Like, I can just throw the hammer at the Doomgate and it's gone. That removes that threat. Just another... Oh, it's a Soul Eater. Yeah, so this is going to be difficult. I don't see a way I probably win here. Yeah, my opponent had a very aggressive start. It was very difficult for me to... Like, all the removal just ruined me. Like, he had removal for days. So I can hammer, like, I can hammer the Doomgate. I can't do much else, unfortunately. Like, that's about it. And yeah, that's gonna be a win to my opponent. Not fair. My opponent had a removal option for like everything I played, like Wind Soldiers, Soul Drains, Flash Salmons, you name it. And yep, that's gonna wrap things up. I actually think we can win this matchup, but not if our opponent has those removal options. I'm not saying my opponent played bad or anything like that. I think he actually played very well, and taking the aggressive Deathwalker was definitely a heads-up play, because it was very difficult for me to deal with all this aggressive land. So my opponent played very well. It was just very unfortunate that I ran into all that removal. But good games to everyone today. I had a lot of fun playing with Krog. that concludes this episode. Krog makes its return. Will it stick around? I don't know. I think it might just be a Dilgarno thing. Dilgarno's played enough red control, red-blue control to be able to pilot these bargain decks with expert precision. We might not see a resurgence of it, but it's very nice to play with Krog once again. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, drop a subscribe to keep up to date of when our content goes live. Last week, Matrian and I took on some of the dragons, so if you'd like to see the Dragon's Lair, be sure to check out that video. But you could also check out Dilgarno's mono green that came from the Cypher's Open lineup, and I had an amazing time playing that deck. It was just so good. Had a lot of success with it. I definitely check that out if you like green and you like mid-range. So until next time, guys, take care and enjoy Dilgarno's mono red bargain.